What's up friends, and welcome back to another video. I'm 7beats and today we're gonna create an analog inspired Afrobeat in FL Studio. So for this beat I'm gonna use some unique sounds which will create a really weird but I think common Afrobeat. So let's start off with a random synthesizer. So I'm gonna use Heat Up 3. So I'm just starting off with this one, the first one. So I'm gonna create this melody in D major. So I'm gonna start off at this D sharp, G, C, and we're adding this F. Turn it down one octave. Then just duplicate it using Ctrl B. Now we're gonna move those two outbound notes to the middle. So move this to D sharp and this to F. Then I'm gonna copy those three notes, and we're using this D, and then this has to be an A sharp and G. And then copy it again. So right now I'm gonna draw in some of the root notes. So I'm gonna start off at this G sharp, at G2, then I'm adding this F flat, and then I'm adding this flat G, like this. Select the whole pattern and we're going to create a typical pluck melody. So I'm going to shorten the notes, Ctrl C and then Ctrl V, like this. Maybe remove those ones and play around with the position of these notes. So right now I'm adjusting the BPM to 105. And right now select the whole melody and just copy paste. So right now I'm just gonna use this melody and then I'm gonna pick another layer. So I'm gonna use the Whirly V2. So I'm using the Whirly V2 and I'm using the Tines on a Plate preset. So right now I'm gonna copy the first pluck melody, just the chord notes, paste them into the Whirly, start from the beginning and then randomize. So I'm using the randomizer, randomizing the velocity downwards like this. And this one is used just to fill up the space. Alright, now I'm going to add another layer. So I'm going to use Analog Lab 5. And I just searched for a double and I found this double loop preset. So I'm going to copy the whirly chords into this one. And right now I've just shortened the notes and it sounds like this. A lot of roomy sounds, which I think are awesome. And we still could add an interesting layer on top of this one. So I'm going to use another instance of Analog Lab 5. I'm going to create like a counter melody. So I'm going to search for an organ or something like that. So I think I'm going to use this one. And I'm just going to build a melody on top of this one. So I'm going to start off with this F, just at random. Bass one note right here and right here. And now we're going to create something which transposes down. So I'm using this F, and then, so I'm using this F, G, and now I'm gonna use C, and for example this A. So this is the first part of the melody, duplicate it. I'm gonna create something right here. So this is starting at this A sharp. So we're gonna do something totally different on the second part of the melody. But to still give it that logic when listening to it, we're gonna start off at the same note as I did right here. And I'm using another C. And this D sharp is also really important. It gives that logic to the melody. So we're gonna do something crazy right here. So for example, let's use this one and something like this. So I think the melody will keep the arrangement pretty interesting. So right now we're gonna add the next elements. So I'm gonna start off with some drums. So I'm gonna use my new Afrobeats producer kit, highly recommended, available right now. So we're gonna start off with some drum one-shots. So as you can see, it's structured like this. So we have some just ready to use loops, one-shots, drum rolls, and the bonus. And some MIDI presets for all your drums. So we're gonna start off with this one. And as you can see, all those kicks are also labeled like this. So I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna use a snare alternative. Those are some samples which you can use as an alternative for your snare. So let's use this one. And then we're gonna add a rim shot. Let's use this one. And then we're gonna add some toms. Some natural ones which are not processed. And then we're gonna use a djembe. So let's use this one. And then use a rebolo. So I'm just collecting some random samples for creating the drum loop. So create this basic pattern. Then I'm gonna add a djembe. So this is the final djembe pattern. Then I'm adding another rim shot. I think I'm just gonna layer this with the first one. Then I'm gonna add the rebolo. So right now I'm layering it with the first snare and then adding this one afterwards. Just give some extra rhythm to the drum loop. So right now I'm just gonna create a simple kick pattern. So now I'm gonna paste it into the arrangement because I want to add the shaker loop. So I'm gonna use the drum loop folder, shaker loops. So let's use this one. Amazing shaker loop. So right now I just want to add another shaker. So I'm gonna add shakers. So I'm adding this extra layer to the shaker loop. And then turn down the volume. And then we're gonna add an impact. So I'm gonna select effects, impacts, and I've created some new clap impacts. So I'm using this Lee impact, putting this one at C. So this is it when it comes to the drum loop, and right now I'm gonna add a drum roll. So I'm gonna use the one shots and then toms processed. And these toms contain some reverb and they are perfect for creating drum rolls. So let's start off with a high tom. So I'm using this one and then I'm selecting a low tom. So I'm using this one. Then I'm gonna pick a natural one. So I'm picking a conga. Let's use this one. I'm just picking some random toms. So let's use another processed low tom. So I'm using this one. So right now I'm gonna zoom in to the final bar. So I'm gonna add this one at C. Then I'm adding the second tom, the high tom. Adding the conga. Already starting to sound like a drum roll. So we have to add this one right now. We have to add some small toms to speed up the rhythm of the drum roll. So I'm going to select another natural tom. So for example, this dolak, this one, this one. It's a small detail, but it totally finishes the drum roll. that's it, man. So afterwards, I'm gonna add some reverb to all those elements and show you the final result. But right now we're gonna move on to the bass line. And I'm gonna use Serum for this bass line. So I've just created this bass from scratch in Serum. The preset pack will be available soon. And right now I'm gonna start off with the bass pattern. So let's start off with this G sharp. And I'm gonna just put one note, one octave lower. Something like this. So copy it, Ctrl B. Then we're gonna use this F. And then we're gonna do the same thing again. And just use this G. And again. So I've adjusted some notes in between, and right now it sounds like this. So I think that's it, and right now I'm going to mix some of the elements and create the final arrangement and show you the final beat. So this is the final beat, and I'm just going to play the first part of the arrangement. So I hope you enjoy it. So the drums are coming in directly. Add some reverb to the organ, push it to the background. Also added some reverb to one of the drums and added an extra snap. So I've added some more elements. So I've added this snap, this one, and some more reverb to multiple elements. And I've also added some reverb to the organ to just push it to the background. Really great melody. And I've also added another open head, just a basic one. So that's it for creating this beat, and I hope you enjoyed the outcome. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Make sure to check out my new Afrobeats producer kit. The link is in the description. It includes all the sounds which I've used in this tutorial, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos.